Hey everybody, today I'm going to go over how to make 3-circle Venn diagrams. So you'll be using this already on homework number 13 as well as homework number 12, actually most of the semester. So I'm just going to highlight a few things with universal statements, particular statements, and how to fill in 3-circle Venn diagrams and what we can draw from them. So I put a few. Again, this isn't connected to homework, it's just an instructional video. I put a few examples on the board here. I just have the 2 premises listed because we're not concerned with the 2-circle Venn diagrams right now. So let's go ahead and fill these in. So first premise, we have all A are C, and I've already labeled the Venn diagrams. In each of these cases, C is our middle term, so that goes in the middle on the bottom here, and then A and B. So all A are C. Again, we're going to eliminate all of the part of the A circle that's not part of C. So we're saying that if there's an A, then it's also a member of the C category. So we've eliminated this whole area here and ensured that all A's, should they exist, are in the C circle. So no C or B. And this is the opposite. We eliminate any crossover between B and C. So we're saying that nothing exists that is both a B and a C. So that's the easiest example. That's doing 2 universal premises. And universal premises always involve shading. Particular premises always involve the X, putting an X in a spot. So for example, if we had the conclusion no A or B, we could draw this, we could get that from this diagram because it is already filled in from 2 different shading spots. It is filled in the entire crossover between A and B. So we could draw that conclusion. So in that case, it would be valid. So let's look at one universal. You've heard both me and Rod say this semester that it'll make your life a lot easier. You look at the premises and always fill in the universal first, because it may or may not eliminate a space where you would have to do a fence-straddling X. So let's go ahead and see on this one. No A or C, just like up above, we eliminate any crossover between A and C, and then some B or C, and that would go, the X would go right in this. See, by doing the universal first, we eliminated any possibility, like we've already shaded this part out, so we don't have to do a fence straddling X. So we could just put it right over there. Something you could draw from that, like if we had some B are not A, that would be valid, and we could draw that from here because some B are not A and some B are not A. We would be looking at an X somewhere in that area there. Could be over here, could be over here, just as long as it's in that crescent moon shape, and indeed it is. So if that were the conclusion of the argument, it would be valid. So let's look at a couple examples that are a little trickier. So again, let's start with the universal, no A or C. So we eliminate any crossover between A and C. Some B are not C. So we want to put an X somewhere in this space right here. But you'll notice that we have 2 sections that are divided off there. So we're not sure. So this is where we're going to have to do what we call a fence straddling X, and that's to put two X's, one in each side, and then a fence between them. So we don't actually know if there's an X on this side of the crescent moon there, or this side. So let's look at some A or B, for example. If the conclusion of this we're saying that some A or B, we would be looking, sorry I don't have another marker, but we would be looking at this football shape right in the middle to see if there's an X in there. And you have to remember, we do have an X in there, but it's a fence straddling X. So there's two possibilities. The X from this, some B or not C. The X from that premise could be over here, could be over here. So we don't know for sure whether it's in that football shape in the middle. So in that case, if we don't know for sure what the information has provided us, that would be invalid. So let's highlight that with one more example. Hopefully this will be a fence straddling X also. All A or C. We're going to eliminate everything in A that's not also part of the C circle. And then some B or C. Again, we have two areas that we can choose from. So we're going to put an X on this side, X on this side, and put a fence in the middle. So we don't actually know. We know that there's an X in this football shape here, but we don't actually know if it's on this side or if it's on this side. We just know that it's somewhere in that football. So let's look at another conclusion. Let's say if the conclusion were some B are not A, we would be looking for an X in this crescent moon shape here. To make it valid, there would have to be an X on this side in somewhere in this crescent moon. And it's tempting to say, hey, look, we do have an X right there. But because it's a fence straddling X, we don't know if it's actually here or here. So in that case, it would be invalid since we don't know for sure from the information that we're given. I'm going to post a video. I think there's already video, or there will be a video posted for homework 12 and maybe homework 13. If you have any questions, as always, just shoot me an email.